Those coming to study in India, I want to emphasize, have also increased. And heal in India is today a mantra that is increasingly catching on in the world, indeed in our own country. And we see that reflected in the growing number of medical tourists to India. Practice of e-visas has made visiting India so much more pleasant an experience. So you can see the messaging of India to the world is clearly stronger, but it is paralleled by also making traveling in India much easier. This is evident, obviously, to all of us who move around at home very extensively, and perhaps even to those, perhaps I would say even more so to those coming from abroad who are coming after a bit of a gap to India. Just think about it. Our airports alone have doubled in the last decade. The railways have undergone a sea change, both in the reach and in the quality. Highways have again dramatically changed. The growth of the hospitality industry, of course, in this period is something that all of you know much better than I do. But it is also supported today by homestays, by ecotourism, by adventure destinations. And much of the change underway comes from a government willing to embrace fresh ideas and initiatives. And let me give you some examples. Udaan, for example, has made air travel within India more affordable and accessible. Prashad has certainly rejuvenated pilgrimages and augmented spirituality. Where the MICE industry is concerned, we are now seriously on the world map. One visible trend is the enthusiasm of the younger generation to travel more extensively so that they get to know their country better. And again, as I said, we as a ministry are inculcating the same degree of curiosity in the younger generation of people of Indian origin abroad. Now, when I contemplate my own experiences, my personal experiences over the last few years, some of this change that I put before you, some of that really stands out in my own mind. Some years ago, we did the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas in Indore. This was in 2023. And what was different was actually that holding of that Divas, welcoming so many people to Indore, was actually significantly supported by homestays. The most recent Pravasi Bharatiya Divas that we did was in Bhubaneswar. And it actually allowed me to stay in an ecotourism venue, which is famous for the olive ridley turtles. I had the privilege of taking my fellow G20 ministers to participate in the Ganga Aarti in Kashi. And for that matter, taking the diplomatic corps to the Kaziranga National Park. Let me also share my own pleasant surprise. This was not that long ago. You know, this is the 50th anniversary of the movie Sholay. Okay. So I actually went to the place which was Gabbar Singh's hideout. Okay. And, you know, guess what? I saw a resort there. I saw a resort there because today tourism has grown to a point where people actually try to relive the movies that, you know, that for them are the definitive memories of their youth. So whether it is Bengaluru or Indore, which I spoke about, I've actually gone to, you know, to food streets in these places, sample local delicacies, and seen today actually what a strong draw they have become for domestic and international tourists as well. And in fact, there is no better illustration of the changing trends of tourism in the country than the Statue of Unity in Gujarat. A state, I must tell you, I have the honor to represent in Parliament. The growth of tourism sites and infrastructure in Kevadia in the last few years is really something to behold. Equally noteworthy has been the growing interest and the ability of our people to explore other regions and states.